So there's Twitchcon Europe this weekend, and while I was checking out the schedule, I saw they had an interesting edition for both Saturday and Sunday. Each day will have a 1 hour dedicated trading session on the floor for Pokemon. Now this will include obviously trading cards, I assume, as well as plushies, as well as whatever people may want to trade related to Pokemon, so I'm definitely going to try and check it out at least one of the 2 days. I figured now is a good time to build maybe like a small binder with cards we want to trade at this event. Maybe see if you can make someone happy. I mean, you never know if someone is looking for anything specific. They might not be, but either way it will still be a nice way to connect with some people over time. Let's see what we can have in common maybe. And you never know, maybe I'll be able to complete someone's collection of something. Because unlike what most people think, it doesn't really matter what language cards are in if you just collect. If you play TCG, doesn't matter. But if you have an English card, you can read the name, the ability, easily. If you know which Pokemon this is, the name, and you don't play the TCG, does the ability even matter? I don't think it does. So now I have a small binder here. There's room for 80 cards. We will have too many cards to fit in, as usual. But we'll see what we can do, right? So these are all my Korean cards, which I'm not going to be trading. These are all uniques. These are all Korean duplicates. And these 4 piles are all Japanese duplicates. Now we only have 4 slots per page, so we should be able to build some nice themed pages with relative ease, I think. Before I get into that, I also want to show you that I will be taking 2 of the Chinese 30th celebration cards with me, because both of these are duplicates. So I'll try to see if anyone wants to trade them for one I might not have. I'm still hopeful for the Piplup. I do still have 4 boxes to open, I think. So chances are we will still pull it ourselves even before we leave, but just in case I'll take 2 of these. If one of my friends wants them, they can have them for free, of course, but we'll see how it goes. Let's start building a page, shall we? Just quickly checking this list to see. Trying to make sure that I'm not accidentally adding more unique cards to the duplication pile when they're not actually duplicates. Never done that before, wouldn't happen to me, I swear. Okay, this pile is good. So I sorted these piles by overall emotion. So we have a pile of happy / smiling Pokemon. I'll show you some examples. Then we also have a pile of silly and uncertain Pokemon, which is a lot smaller, of course, which is nice, because, I mean, even upside down you can see which Pokemon they are, so that's not really an issue, I think. And then we have our 3rd pile, which is pretty much somewhat expressive Pokemon, but you're not sure what emotion it is supposed to be. I mean, this one is fairly obvious. This one is not. And I'm not even sure if this is an emotion, but I just included it anyway, so just to give you an idea. And then we have, of course, a pile with our fierce competitors, you know, like Octillery, ready to go. And we also have Carablast. Lovely Yukamori card, by the way. But one I have 3 times, so let's see if we can make someone happy with that one. And I mean, it doesn't really get more imposing than this, I think. So you might have noticed that there are a lot of common cards. That's because, like with any Pokemon card collector, you run into so many duplicate common cards. There's also these two, which I will put together, because if you hold them the other way around, like this, you could argue that Mr. Mine is trying to cover his face so he doesn't get spat on. I think it's funny. Again, you might disagree. Either is fine, but these will be the first ones to go in this binder. And then we'll see where we go with the rest of them. The question is, what do we want to start with? Do we want to start with some happy Pokemon? Let's see, what do we have here? Any popular Pokemon? I think this one could do well. I want to keep these two together because cats, you know. We have the happy coughing. Perhaps one of the best cards of Tomokazu Kamiya, I think, that I have in my collection. I mean, not overall, because I don't have all of the cards, obviously, but... So yeah, I think this will be a nice starting point, just to go with the happy ones. And still have this pile to include as well, but... Let's see. We'll add a Sobble. And then Iono Stabble. And then when we turn the page, we go with, let's see. Wait, what do you have in this pile? Do we have any more cats here by chance? I don't think we do, but you never know. So many grass and water Pokemon. Do you also get like a lot of grass and water Pokemon and seemingly very little electricity? Dragon types, obviously, because there aren't that many. Maybe like fewer. Colorless is also not as common in my collection as I thought it would be by now, but then again, these things happen, these things vary from person to person, so let's go with the Darumaka. If you watch today's short video, you might know why I did the video on that card specifically, just because that's a very interesting facial expression. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's good, but it also raises some interesting questions as to why, how, what. Let's see, you'll add another Joltik here. Apparently Joltik is getting very popular these days. There is even a Joltik tax on some cards, because it's a cute Pokemon. No one will say it isn't. But when people start talking about taxes because it is a certain Pokemon, or like the Pikachu craze that's going on right now, makes me shake my head a bit in confusion as to why only now. I mean, these cards are not new, you know. Even with the Pikachu, I think it's from Descended Heroes, the one in the forest, where you see two other Pikachus in the background. People only found out about that like, what, 2.5 weeks ago? Card has been out a bit longer than that, so just goes to show you how little attention people pay to the cards they actually pull, even if it is a good and shiny pull. Then again, even I look at cards and I find new details like weeks after, so not going to say I'm perfect, because I'm not, but I do try to pay a bit of attention and look well beyond numbers and digits and monetary value. Alright, that's one pile done. Let's see. I do love this expression a lot though. It's like a side eye, a smirk. Not sure where it's going either, but definitely telling you like, don't follow me, or do so at your own peril, which I find quite interesting. Makes you sometimes wonder what goes on in the Pokemon world that we never know about. I mean, if you watch the TV show, you know a thing or two. If you played the games, you may have noticed some other details, but how much do we really know about the Pokemon world? I think it's a good thing we don't know everything. I mean, it leaves a lot up to imagination, which is how things should be, because we should all stay curious and wonder a bit about things instead of just being like, yeah, we have all the facts. It makes life very boring, to be honest. Again, my opinion. You may have a different one. It's fine. I think it's just nice to think about these things, dream about these things at times. You know, like, should have pulled this card out first. Like Abba is doing, pondering, maybe dreaming. I mean, it always has its eyes closed, so you never know, you know, if it's awake or not, but something is going on in that head. Probably a lot more things than in Darumaka's head, but we'll leave that for another discussion. We're slowly getting this binder together, which is quite nice. I will have too many cards to fit in, that's fine. I will just cut out some things once all of these are seated, because these are all pre-selected. So you might ask, how do you select the cards you want to put in a trade binder? Very simple process. You don't need a degree in rocket science to understand it. All I did was open my binder. I started with the Korean one. This was originally my Korean binder, but it's grown way too small. I am leaving these jumbo cards in, by the way, because I have 2 more boxes of this one, so I can get another one if I really want it. This one was in the €50 mystery box, but I have the normal version of Palafin EX, so I'm not the biggest fan of jumbo cards. They're nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to start collecting those. So anyway, as I was saying, this was my Korean binder. It was way too small, it still is. It will move to one of those 2 later on, but for now we have to make do with what we have. And as you know, I'm still going through sorting my Japanese cards and sorting those into a binder, so I'm not going to start a second project until that one is done, for obvious reasons, because my desk is already quite full and I moved awful lot of stuff into a cupboard behind me. You can't see it on camera, but you don't need to. Trust me, it's there. I mean, this is a bedroom, so there are some built-in spaces to put things. Also taking 2 Psyducks with me, because I know there are a lot of Psyduck fans out there. Again, it is a trading hour event, whatever you want to call it, but I'm more than happy to give these cards away if people want to see a card they really like and they're like, I don't have anything to trade. Take it. I don't mind at all. I'm not here to like force people into giving away one of their cards they might not be happy to part with just because they see like a Mareep they don't have. I mean, if you want to trade me for something in here, by all means. If you just want to take a card, by all means, I'm good with either. So as long as we can have a nice chat, short or long, doesn't really matter. That's what I'm more interested in. So obviously if someone wants to trade me something nice for either of these 2, that's a different story, but we'll see. Not going to come up with crazy ideas and plans for something that I have no control over at this point, so do love this. Kadabra. Sorry. Alakazam. But yeah, as I was saying, I was going to my Korean binder, this binder. And I just picked out the cards I have the most duplicates of to start with. Now, in a lot of cases, there were like 1 duplicate. In case of cards like this, I had 5. Then I've used the Japanese version in the binder as well, and I have a Japanese duplicate as well, at least 1. So, not all the same artwork, but I mean, you don't need 7 versions of the same Pokemon, I think, unless you're really into collecting that specific Pokemon. I will take any unique card I can get, but if it's a Gengar, all bets are off, of course, evidently. But if it's like an Inkada, let's say, I mean, I have one, I'm good. If I get another one I don't already have, sure, but I'm not actually going to look for it either, so. Stuffle. Squavet. I am going to try and give away at least one Lopunny. I only have two, but I know this is a very desired card at the moment. Or a Pokemon at least, maybe not this card specifically, but let's see, way too many cards, so we're going to have to start making some choices already. But I still have some holographic cards in here, so we'll take this one. That's not a holographic card officially, but it's just, well, it is, but wait, that's the Pokeball version. Did I pick the wrong one? It should be in this pile. Because I have the Pokeball version. I think the other one is the normal holographic version. Should be the normal holographic version. Unless I have two Pokeballs, then there is no issue really. But yeah, I've been very lucky with both Korean and Japanese in terms of duplicates, as in not getting any EX or higher duplicates. Bit unfortunate when it comes to an actual trading event, but not everything needs to be about cards like this, I think. There are plenty of common cards, and I mean, again, a lot of people look for a specific Pokemon. They don't even putting that to the side for now because I can't find the other one. Interesting. Pretty sure I have two of those, but I'm not sure where I put the other one. Concerns for later on. Not going to worry about it now. We have a Hollow Dusknoir. Hollow. That's also a duplicate. Hollow. So. And there was nothing else in this one, I think. Nope. Cool. So I do want to fit both of these in here at the end. Do want to include these two as well because they're from the same evolution line, which might help people remember, like, do I have that one or not? So if they see it, they might be like, oh wait, I do have one of these and I still need the other. So just small things like that, you know. Let's take an Emolga, Jirachi, Jinx, yes, Shedinja. I think that'll be pretty much it for what we can fit into this binder. Again, 80 slots is not that much. You can see even with just duplicates how quickly we get through this. And there was literally nothing in it when we started. So that's 80 excluding the 2 jumbo card slots, by the way. Alright, we're already out of space. Great. If you see me sweating a bit, it is still 32 degrees outside, so I have everything closed, but it doesn't really help to keep the heat out, unfortunately. Okay, just going to see if there's any duplicates left here that we might need to fit in. don't think so. Interesting. We did surprisingly well without even trying, so that's nice. Some of you might also be thinking like you're only taking junk cards because these are common, and in Korean and Japanese they're not worth much. You would be very wrong on that one, because even common cards in Japanese average, like, with some exceptions of course, but a lot of them will go for $1 and more, compared to the English variants, which might sell for like 2 cents to 5 cents if you're lucky. This one. So again, this is not about value necessarily, but just want to point out that this is not a junk binder where I'm trying to offload my bulk cards necessarily. Yes, these can all be qualified as bulk, I'm not going to deny that. But bulk and bulk can be two very different things with Pokemon. Yeah, I think that will be pretty much it. So that's all the space we have. Unfortunately, okay, but I'll keep these. Doesn't really matter. So. Still want to go over it again to see if I can find the normal version of this one, because I know I have it twice. But I'm not sure if it's in that binder or the other binder, the Gengar one, which also holds some Pokemon cards in Korean specifically. But if we can add another holo, I will pick out one of the other cards that's not exactly as appealing potentially. But we'll have to wait and see. And I will show you the complete binder in just a second as well, because I know the side view isn't really doing it justice most of the time. But I do not have an overhead solution as of yet, so working on it one step at a time. Just quickly checking. These are all Japanese, so it can be there. Guess you go back. Wait, you are Japanese. Oh, I thought you were a Korean card. That changes things a bit. Let's see, dark type. Where did I put my dark cards? Also, as you can see from the Japanese pile that I have in my hands, this is just about a third of it, and we still need to put these into team binder pages as well. So we have a lot of work to do. But again, Twitchcon is around the corner in Rotterdam. It starts this Saturday, but I'm heading out on Friday because it's a bit of a travel for me. So I want to be there on Friday, see if we can already meet up with a few friends and get the badge sorted, because this is my first time getting a moderator badge. Shout out to my friend Viv on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and all of the sites, who made me a moderator last year. Very grateful for the opportunity. And even though I do tend to horse around a bit from time to time, which is part of the job, I would imagine, I think we're all still having fun, which is the most important part. So, well, getting into the dark cards. Okay. Here's the other one. So as you can see, normal version, Pokeball version. I'm quickly going to grab the other phone. I will edit this part out, don't worry, but just need to grab the phone to see the value difference between the two. Right. Considering how these are Japanese cards, they should show up in price charting pretty easily. So let's see. Normal version. This is not Tangout or Peplop, thank you. Boot Bonnet, that's a bit more accurate. You have the Master Ball SV8A, that's, if I'm not mistaken, Terrestrial Festival. Just going to quickly double check. Pokemon SV8A, which is indeed Terrestrial Festival. Pokeball version raw, as you can see. $4, so I really need to sleeve this card. Again, I did not notice this was a Pokeball version until just now, so always double check your holographic cards, people. You never know. And the normal version of the Boot Bonnet is... Wait, this is the Master Ball version at $4. Is there a Pokeball version? Pokeball version, sorry. $1.75 for the Pokeball. I mean, still worth sleeving. I need to double check this is a Pokeball and not a Master Ball, but I can't really see an M on it, so I would like to think this is the Pokeball. Just stay in the sleeve anyway. You're worth over $1.50, so well worth it. And we have the normal Boot Bonnet, which should also be from the same set, obviously. SV8A. Which goes ungraded for $1.23, which is also a nice value, to be honest. But as I said, Japanese cards are worth a lot more than people give them credit for. Just need to find a spot for this now. Who are we taking out? Let's maybe open it. Let's see. This might be a bit harder than I thought. Guess we'll take out this Cavalier. Not a bad card, but I mean, I need the space, and I don't think this Cavalier is that popular or desired, so this one, I mean, if you do need it, let me know. I do have a few of those, so I'll see if I can get you one to you if you want it. And to show you the thing I said about pricing with Japanese common cards, we'll take the S-Cavalier as an example. Again, this is not the most popular card, but that's alright. Not the Journey Together one, because this is not in English. This is SV9. Is that Japanese Battle Partners? Pokemon SV9. Japanese Battle Partners. I'm slowly starting to learn the sets. I will give you an example. Ungraded, $1.50. This is based on recent eBay sales, by the way. Okay, it is an uncommon card and not a common card, so just for the sake of argument, I will also do a common card. If I have one here, uncommon, uncommon, common. Darumaka, once again, why do you keep following me around today? You weirdo. Anyway, Darumaka. You are in SV9 as well. Japanese Battle Partners. And Darumaka, to be exact. As you can see, common version, $1.33. English version of this, which would be the Journey Together one, is the well. There's an Ascended Heroes version as well. Let's take that one because I think that's the most recent one. Same card, same artwork, 22 cents. Why? Japanese cards are premium cards. English cards are not. They're not bad, don't get me wrong. There's a very distinct difference between feeling a Japanese card and an English card. May also depend on playability in TCG. Maybe this is just more desired because it's a funny card, a happy card, somewhat cute card, I guess some people would argue. I still think it's a bit sus and borderline creepy, but to each their own. We're talking about it, so I mean it is doing something right? But I just wanted to quickly show you that even a card like this still has value, a lot more value than you might think. Now, I know that a buck 23 is not a lot of money, and you would only get that value probably if you sell it on eBay, and even then it might take months to sell. And I get that. But if you do want to see, the price isn't taken out of thin air either. I mean, this is based on recent eBay sales. Japanese battle partners. So if you go into price charting and you go down the list, you see the recent eBay sales. I mean, you saw the last one sold for 72 cents, which is still more than 3 times the value of the English version. But even then, you see like $1.50. This one was even over $2. Was just double checking to make sure it's not like the Pokeball version or anything, but that's just common. See, $1.99, $1, which would still be a nice amount for a card. I mean, if you look at places like Card Market, you will see bulk rarely pass 2 cents a card. Doesn't matter which one it is, doesn't matter which language, which set, unless it's very old and desired cards, of course. Yeah, I mean, people sleep on Japanese cards, and I think Korean and Chinese cards will soon start going up in price and overtake English prices as well to a degree. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, we have the binder complete. I will show you the final result in a second. Just cleaning up some of these cards because it's getting a bit messy if I make too many piles. There we go. So to recap, we are taking Chinese 30th Celebration Poplio, Chinese 30th Celebration Litten, because both are duplicates. As you can see over there, we have Litten, Rowlet, Poplio, Generation 7 complete. Today we also got a Squirtle, very nice addition. Now, the trade binder. We have a lot of, again, common cards, but not common as in worthless, just common as in set completion cards, especially these two. Zorua and a Purloin. Joltik for the cute tags. Kamala, cute. I did include this Wooloo. I mean, I did a video on it comparing the Japanese and the Korean version a while ago. One of them is black, one of them is brown. If you want to go watch that video, look on the channel. It shouldn't be that hard to find. I do love this one as well, this Noibat. Then again, I mean, you can see who made the card, so don't think that needs further explanation. So hopefully people will enjoy looking at these cards, if nothing else. Maybe they won't need anything. I mean, even if I make 0 trades over those 2 days, perfectly fine with it. I'm just there to connect with people, talk to people. If there's any card in here that makes you happy, feel free to take it. Even the jumbo cards. Please, someone take these jumbo cards off my hands. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, there's a bit of everything. Try to include as many Pokemon types as I possibly could. Big fan of Pachirisu as well. Especially its ability. I did a video on that as well. It's on the channel. Go and have a look. Pulled this one quite recently. And pulled it twice in 2 packs. So one of them is going with me. And besides that, we have Yeah, even some trainer cards people might be missing. I mean, you never know. I know trainer cards are not the most popular thing in the world, but if you are trying to complete a set, not master set necessarily, but just complete a set in whatever language you see fit, maybe I will be able to help you this weekend. So again, if you see me, come say hi. I will gladly show you my binder. I'll look at yours as well if you want. We'll have a chat and we'll have fun. That's the most important part. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.